The No Fade channel, checking in. On this episode of Dad's Gadgets, I'm going to be reviewing the GoPro Light MOD. We're going to talk about what it costs, what it does, if it's worth it, why you might need it, and if you can do better. If this is your first time to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. On this series, I just review a gadget that I have been using to help you decide if it's going to meet, or better yet, exceed your expectations, and most importantly, if it's worth your hard-earned money. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you know I recently picked up a GoPro Hero 9 in order to basically get out of the basement sometimes and do a little bit more vlogging. It's got the camera in the front, and I am a big fan of GoPros overall. I happen to think that they offer not a perfect camera, but a pretty good action camera that gets the job done at what seems to be an affordable price. One of the problems with GoPro is that their accessories tend to be a bit expensive, although they do tend to have good quality. So let's just get into it. Why do you need a light mod? Unfortunately, one of the downsides with regards to GoPros is that they love light. They're action cameras. They're meant to be out in the daytime doing action-y stuff, right? But unfortunately, when they get into low light situations, they don't perform as well. There's a lot of ways that you can kind of finagle some of the settings to get the most out of low light situations, but they still don't perform that well. And that's where this light mod comes into play. What is it? It is essentially a headlamp. If you ever had a headlamp, okay, if you've ever used a headlamp ever for anything, it's that. It's just a headlamp. But what it does is that it snaps right into the media mod on the top, lickety split, you plug it in, and it's made specifically for the media mod case that goes on your GoPro. It also comes with a diffuser in order to kind of make sure that the light isn't like blasting on your face or whatever you want to see or use with regards to this. Let's get into what it costs though. $50, okay? Like I said, GoPro products in terms of accessories, they're pretty good, okay? Quality-wise, the quality's high, but usually to get that price tag, you got to pay the money. You can buy these used, but there's not that many out there because they're fairly new. I will say if you are a GoPro VIP member, and which most people are who get new GoPros, you will get a discount on that accessory. I think I was able to pick this up for like $30 if memory serves. So let's quickly talk about how you charge it. It's just simple plug and play. There's a little button on here. There's a little side latch. You switch the latch open and you are able to just plug it in and charge it. 1.5 hours to do a full charge from dead battery to full battery. Essentially, the lighting system on the little LED is like red, yellow, and green. When it's green, it's anywhere between 50% to 100% charge. So you want to like get the light to be green and then leave it there for some time. As far as settings, it has 4 settings on here. So 1 is a low light setting. 2 is your medium light setting. 3 is the super strong light setting, and at level 3, this light will only give you 1 hour of light. And then 4 is your like emergency flash light setting here with the strobe light, and then a long hold will shut it off. I think with the low light setting, you get somewhere like 6 or 7 hours worth of light on here. With the medium light, it's like cut in half, and then obviously with the high light, you only get 1 hour of light on here. Do I like this? Yeah, you'd be surprised how often you get low light situations with regards to a GoPro because they're action cameras. If you're setting up a situation like this, you can easily pick up ring lights or just other lights and kind of finagle the lighting to get the light how you want it. But when you're out on the go and you've got one setting on your camera, it's really good to have an extra light in order to just use it when the lighting is poor. You don't want to have to really stop what you're doing to go in and kind of finagle the settings to get the proper adjustment. One good thing about these GoPros is it's click and you're recording, and you can set these things up to be fairly good with regards to the auto exposures and stuff like that to really make the best out of any situation. And having this light at the click of a button is ideal. Now, is this overpriced? Yeah, at $30, it is overpriced. Even if you have that VIP membership at $30, this is going to be overpriced. And One of the reasons it's overpriced is because that it fits. You just click it in, you're good to go, and it's a GoPro accessory. Now you can get other ones that will fit into this, like hot shoe mic here, and they're aftermarket ones, or they're just different companies. And what I saw and what I found was that they were about $24 to $30, which is what I paid for this one. And unfortunately, they were actually a lot bigger. Okay. They were a lot bigger, and the problem with that is the whole fun part about the GoPro is that it's small and you can take it anywhere and you're good to go vlogging, shooting, whatever. And I didn't want to get those big bulky ones because I knew I wanted something once in a while just to pop it on, use it, and go. And believe it or not, you're going to use it more often than you think. Reason being is there's a lot of situations that you're shooting footage, and even though it's daytime out, even though it's light out, even though you've got tons of light, you're still going to be in a dark situation. And overall, you're going to need that light more than you realize, and it's going to help improve the quality of your footage and just dumb down your filming. And that's really why you get these GoPros, to dumb stuff down so that you hit the button, you get great footage, it's ready to go, very little minimal editing, if anything, and it's the way to go. Now, typically when I use this light, I usually use it on the low setting, only to really get the most out of the battery life. And again, less is more. Oftentimes in low light situations, you just need a little bit of light to kind of open the stuff up and just make everything look that much better and help the camera not have to adjust too much with regards to the auto exposure and all that stuff. Would I use this little like diffuser? Absolutely. I would absolutely use a diffuser, especially if you are going to be using vlogging, okay, where you're gonna like a face type of situation. Maybe if you're underneath the car trying to get footage, if you're in the engine of the car trying to get footage, you don't need the diffuser, but it's so simple to leave it on. So this is worst case scenario. I am in the room, it's daytime, but there's no exterior light coming in, super minimal, and I'm almost pitch black, as you can see, thanks to the GoPro camera. And now we're gonna test out the lighting situation with and without the diffuser. So here we go. With the diffuser, level 1, you can actually see me, and it's not too bad, obviously not ideal. Level 2, obviously it's still pretty bright, but much better visibility. Level 3 coming in. Whoa, and that is super bright, at least for me, but I think the camera is appreciating the light better because it actually looks better, at least from the image that I can see. And of course, strobe. Whoa, that's brutal. So now let's take off the diffuser. So when you take off the diffuser, the glare is pretty brutal, and I think the camera's going to pick that up. You really want to try to rock that diffuser, especially if you're doing a person versus an object. But even if the object is shiny at all, you're definitely going to want the diffuser. So yeah, that's the super bright one. Very, very blinding. So in light of this experiment, I think it's obvious that the GoPro Light is ideal in low light situations, especially inside. Even though it's daylight out, this room just happens to be dark, and without this light, you wouldn't be able to see me at all. And that diffuser does make a big difference on the quality of the video. It's not as harsh type of light, and I think the video itself is coming out a lot better than if I just took that diffuser off. So here we go. This is an example of what a lot of people might deal with. We are inside the car. Now it is bright light. I got the sun directly behind me, but we do have a lot of shade from the hood of the vehicle. And I'm gonna see right now if this light actually improves this shot. So here we go. There's stage 1, 2, 3. So you can see that even though it is bright daylight out with the sun behind me, that this light did improve the quality of the shot. And I think this is going to be used more often than not than many of you, even though you might just think you're going to only be using it outside when you're going to get great light. I think it's going to come in really, really handy. So we talked about this costing $50 without a membership, $30 with the membership, and we talked about alternative versions that are, if you're on a budget, you could probably get for $25 or $30 that do come a bit more bulky. But let's talk about those of you who are the DIY type. Could you make your own? Well, the answer is yes. You could get yourself a headlamp that and basically take it apart, or just buy that headlamp portion of it, and then attach it somewhere to your selfie stick and try to kind of attach a diffuser to the front of that headlamp and get a relatively same experience for maybe a half or even a third of the price. And again, if you do that, great. I'm always amazed at the DIY people and the people that are just rocking great footage, great lighting on that budget. But the truth is, that $30 price tag with that VIP membership, or even that $50 price tag, it's worth it, not because of the product, but because of the warranty, because of the GoPro, name that is backing up this product if you do have an issue, and most importantly, because of the convenience. And that's what you're paying for, is that convenience. Overall, I'm a big fan of getting the light only because, again, the GoPro situations, you're really going to need it more than you realize. Hopefully you found this video informative. Drop any questions you have in the comments below. While you're down there, give this video a like and hit that red subscribe button. It is appreciated and it helps grow the channel and get me out of the YouTube jail. All of us small channels, all of us small creators are essentially in jail because YouTube loves those big channels, and they typically don't promote the little guy. So if you're enjoying today's video, hit the subscribe button and show some love. As usual, thank you for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back.
This channel is dedicated to my life as a father of 2 wonderful children, and it centers around health, fitness, and all of the tricks and tribulations that I go through to try to be a great parent to my children and still accomplish my own personal goals.